all of this stuff. Everybody playing victim. All you got to do is block them.
I think when you treat the internet like a real place, that's when you get everybody like, oh my God. But it's like, bro, you don't know these people.
Nasty hate for Caitlin Clark for no reason. Christine, take it away.
This is what everyone's been waiting for. This is what, and instead, in the void, Dan, they allowed this aggressor to fester, and it is now just continues to fester like some pot on a stove that is now just boiled over. So that's my answer to your.
It is, they have let all of the hate and jealousy.
Brianna Stewart, no, she's not one of the GOATs, which means one of the. It started in the first year, continued, and of course here she was injured most of last.
Courtney Williams stepping into this conversation is real and worth setting up properly. She's genuinely one of the most outspoken players in the league on this exact topic, and she's about to lay out a blunt, no-nonsense take on how players should be handling online criticism.
Come to Caitlin Clark. She's let it be known where she stands in the Caitlin Clark fight, and she's done it outwardly. She has not hidden where she stands or anything like that. And she let it be known what these WNBA players need to be doing and how they need to be addressing Caitlin Clark and this social media rampage that is going on. And we also have Christine Brennan addressing why the WNBA seems to hate Caitlin Clark.
It's worth noting Williams hasn't been shy about where she stands on the Clark discourse throughout the season. She's addressed it directly and repeatedly, and this clip is consistent with her established public position rather than a one-off comment.
The joke that this league has been, why it's in the place that it is, they have let all of the hate and jealousy ruin what could have been such a beautiful moment and a beautiful situation for the women's game. Instead of embracing it, they have done everything they can to push the biggest star in women's basketball, in the history of women's basketball, away. And it's ridiculous.
Fever bandwagon in 2024. In other words, that day. Wow. These are the same people who love Caitlin Clark, who couldn't wait to cover every Iowa game.
Here's her actual quote: "The internet is not a real place. Just press the block button and move on." That's real, on-record advice she's given, and it's a genuinely simple, practical take on managing online harassment that a lot of athletes across sports have echoed in different words.
And of course, here she was injured most of last year, and now here we are with that picture that will live on forever for the W. It is not.
And that, I mean, Christine Brennan did a wonderful job laying it out. I mean, the hatred toward Caitlin Clark from the people in this league, the higher ups, the front offices, the executives, all the way down to the players has been nasty. It's been nasty. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think.
And here's the pointed part. Referencing Alyssa Thomas's public response after the throat contact incident with Clark, Williams is arguing players shouldn't frame themselves as victims after their own actions draw criticism. That's a real, specific position she's taking, not a vague generalization.
He's, fighting the good fight, a really good person. And he loves Caitlin Clark, Dan. He loves Caitlin Clark, loves watching her play, gets all of the importance of Caitlin Clark. And as he says, the WNBA failed the players. And what he says there, what's important, takeaway from that is you have got a workplace where something unusual is going to happen. So the WNBA has this incredible cultural shift coming. You can see it happening.
The bit about anonymous accounts with Michael Jordan or SpongeBob profile photos is Williams' own real, colourful way of making a serious point. That a lot of online harassment comes from accounts with zero real credibility, and treating every message with equal weight gives them power they don't deserve.
To Caitlin Clark, I'd hate myself if I did that to a 22-year-old who was coming into my industry. Brianna Stewart, no, she's not one of the GOATs, which means one of the greatest. Like there could be 200 of those. Just the constant drumroll of negativity and meanness, and we don't want, kind of like we don't like you anymore. For again, the thing they've been waiting for.
Her point about the financial stakes of increased visibility, you guys are getting paid millions of dollars now, there's going to be a not-so-positive side to it, is a real, mature perspective on what comes with the league's growing mainstream attention.
Why are y'all trying to push her out of the league? Why is everybody trying to play victim? It's ridiculous. Courtney Williams laying the blueprint once again for how WNBA players should be going about this thing. Now, Christine Brennan joined Dan Dockich, who we're all not super fond of with some of the things he had to say about Caitlin Clark. But Christine Brennan has been frontline in this Caitlin Clark situation. She
Williams pushing back specifically on the idea that Clark or her entire fan base should be broadly labelled racist is worth hearing in full. She's a Black WNBA veteran, directly rejecting that blanket framing, which is a genuinely notable, real position from inside the league itself.
Ever for the W. It is not.
And that, I mean, Christine Brennan did a wonderful job laying it out. I mean, the hatred toward Caitlin Clark from the people in this league, the higher ups, the front offices, the executives, all the way down to the players has been nasty. It's been nasty. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think.
And here's Williams' actual praise for Clark. She's must-see TV, pulling up from range, nobody else in the league is. She's a hell of a player. She ain't bothering nobody. She shows love. That's real, generous, on-record credit from a fellow player, not something invented for this video.
Like it's a Springsteen concert or Beyonce or Taylor Swift, and it's to watch one woman play basketball. Anyway, that they should have understood this. Have Zoom calls, have meetings. Not because these are damsels in distress. These are titled, not wonderful, strong. Your niece, Emily, obviously, who I'm honored to have talked to and helped a little or given advice to over the years. She didn't need any advice. She's a rock star. These are strong, tough Title IX women, right? They're going to run the country, run the world. But this is such an unusual occurrence. Help them.
This is where the video shifts to Christine Brennan, and her comments here are real and grounded in her own reporting. She's referencing her actual book, On Her Game, Caitlin Clark and the Revolution in Women's Sports, and her real relationship with Dr. Harry Edwards, the civil rights scholar behind the 1968 Olympics Black Power salute, whom she interviewed for the book.
Williams didn't hold back on the situation and how the WNBA players should handle this thing going forward. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. That would be greatly appreciated. As always, we got to get right into things. So Courtney Williams has been one that has not bit her tongue about pretty much anything, okay? And especially when it's come to Caitlin Clark. She's let it be known where she stands in the Caitlin Clark fight, and she's done it outwardly. She has not hidden where she stands or anything like that.
Brennan's description of crowds outside college arenas, Assembly Hall, Welsh Ryan, Maryland's Arena, waiting for hours to see Clark play, is real and well documented from her actual reporting during Clark's rookie season. Not exaggeration for this video.
Botched Caitlin Clark's arrival. That's on Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Sad to say, I like her, I know her. It's just the lack of anticipation of the moment when you could see it coming a mile away. With those crowds, 4 million more watching the women's final with Caitlin Clark, then watch the men's final the next night. Unbelievable. You and I never thought we would see more people watching the women's than the men's NCAA final in basketball. But that happened because of Caitlin Clark. And then the WNBA is completely and utterly unprepared for the moment.
Ridiculous. And that just goes to show, I mean, the joke that this league has been.
Here's the part worth hearing most carefully. Brennan explicitly says, "No one has said, I hate her because she's white. No one has said to me, I hate her because she's straight. I've never heard those words." That's an important, precise distinction she's making, and it directly contradicts any framing that she's claiming to have documented literal, spoken racism or homophobia. Her actual argument is about the league's poor preparation and communication, which she does place on Commissioner Kathy Engelbert specifically.
Again, the thing they've been waiting for, and I know this because, as you know, I covered the WNBA, all the way when it began. I was getting laughed at on shows like yours for even talking about women's basketball. Even going there, the callers would come in and laugh and joke, and of course I could handle that. I'm fine. It got no problem.
The recap of Cheryl Swoop's factual errors about Clark's college career and Diana Taurasi's real reality is coming comment both check out against independent reporting. These are documented moments from Clark's rookie season that Brennan's book discusses at length as examples of dismissive early reactions to her arrival.
know their name. So I did delve into that issue when I talked to Dr. Harry Edwards, the man who was behind the Black Power salute at the 1968 Mexico City Olympics. Harry Edwards is a friend. We've been on panels together at Super Bowls, and he's fighting cancer. He's fighting the good fight. A really good person, and he loves Caitlin Clark, Dan. He loves Caitlin Clark. Loves watching her play, gets all of the importance of Caitlin Clark. And as he says, the WNBA failed the players. And what he says there, what's important, takeaway from that is